Okay, I'm probably going to be a little jumbled in this, but I felt like this is where I needed to go with today's, whatever this is. And as Craig and I are about to head out to Oktoberfest in McKinney, we actually lovingly call it, or maybe more funny, call it BOXtoberfest, because 2 years ago, we got into a little bit of a kerfuffle, and it was actually due to somebody else's bad behavior, but it just kept going and escalating. And what ended up happening was the bad behavior from this kid that probably was drinking too much and probably had some already preconceived notions of who I was, the only girl at the table. I don't know if his girlfriend just broke up with him. I have no idea. All I know is he was being really mouthy, and once he said something that was really offensive to me, Craig reached across the table and shoved him. And so what ended up happening, the whole thing is a fever dream. It's actually kind of funny now because I ended up in handcuffs. And basically so that they could secure the scene and make sure everybody's okay and get everybody's story. But the policeman, all he saw was me shoving the guy. And, the whole thing's a fever dream. Anyway, before we head out, though, I think it's important to really kind of remember the whole, Bible verse talking about, whatever you do, in word or deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God, the Father, through him. And then, Father, may what I say and what I do be consistent with the story I am. And then that also made me think of this amazing book that my friend gave me, The 4 Agreements. I love this book. And I'm going to try to read this really quickly because I can't summarize it or say it any better than the author did. And of course, I also don't want to plagiarize him. So this is him. There are thousands of agreements you have made with yourself and with other people, with your dream of life, with God, with society, with your partners, with your spouse, with your children. But the most important agreements are the ones you made with yourself. In these agreements, you tell yourself who you are, what you feel, what you believe, and how to behave. These result in what you call your personality. We all do that. That's the way I am, Dad. That's who I am. It's not your DNA, but it's who we tell ourselves, right? Yes. This is who I am. This is what we believe. And I can do certain things and some things I cannot do. This is reality. This is fantasy. This is possible. That's impossible. But the one single agreement is not such a problem. But we have agreements that make us suffer, that make us fail in life. If you want to live a life of joy and fulfillment, you have to find the courage to break those agreements that are fear-based and claim your personal power. The agreements that come from fear require us to expend a lot of energy, but the agreements that come from love help us conserve energy and even gain extra energy.